it's Sarah from My Dreaming Cloth, and today I'm embarking on a long and treacherous journey. This is going to be my version of the many types of cloth diapers. First of all, let me just say how excited I am to do this video. Cloth diapering has become a very unexpected but rather huge passion of mine. So anything I can do to help other people cloth diaper is really something I just take a lot of joy in. And this video has been done before. It has been done very well by other people. And I'm not doing this because I think I can do it better by any means. I might not even cover all the material that other people cover, although I will most certainly try my best. But I want to start off with a disclaimer. This is a very long video. And that is partly because I have rounded up a bunch of different kinds of diapers within each type that I'm going to cover. And it is also chock full of definitions, demonstrations, pros and cons, literally like everything I could think of when it comes to the different types of cloth diapers. So if you would rather just skip through all those variations and all that extra stuff and kind of just move on to the next section, then I'm going to be putting links down here at the bottom so you can do so. Or if you would rather just watch a little bit at a time, then I've got the times for each section listed down below. But now, let's get started. Let's start off with a very simple question. What is a diaper? In my opinion, a diaper has two main components. It has an inner absorbency, which soaks up, absorbs up all of your baby's offerings, whatever you want to call it. And it has an outer shell, which keeps the absorbency on your baby and provides a waterproof outer layer. Now, obviously, this is a disposable diaper, so let's take a look at how these components look on an actual cloth diaper.
A cloth diaper shell will have four defining features. Number one, it will have a contour shape with a front portion and back wings so that it may be folded up and wrapped around your baby. Two, it will have some sort of waterproof lining, and this might be something natural such as wool or synthetic such as a laminate known as PUL. Three, it will have some means of closing itself onto your baby. For example, this diaper has snaps, and this diaper has hook and loop, and this is essentially Velcro, just made by a different brand. And four, it will have elastic, and that keeps the diaper shell nice and tight around your baby's skin. It can be found around the legs and at the back, and in some cases at the front as well. A cloth diaper shell may or may not also have an interior lining, which is just a fabric that goes in between the waterproof material and your baby's skin. It might be synthetic, such as suede cloth, or natural, such as bamboo. And the purpose of this lining might be for added absorbency, like natural fibers, such as organic cotton. Or it might be to provide a stay-dry layer, which will pass moisture through to the inside absorbency while remaining dry against your baby's skin. There are a couple of exceptions to these characteristics, such as the pull-on style shells you see here. These have no closure because they are already closed up, and they may or may not have elastic around the legs and at the waist. However, for the most part, cloth diaper shells will have the same basic features. The inner absorbency of a cloth diaper really just has one main purpose: to soak up your baby's urine and feces, aka pee and poop. It could be one large piece of fabric that you would fold and can even wrap around your baby if you'd like to. Or it might be something smaller that you would just lay inside a diaper shell. As is the case with the lining of the shells, it could be a natural fiber such as hemp and cotton, or it can be something synthetic, such as microfiber or minky. And please note that microfiber can never be placed against your baby's skin directly, but I will get to that later. Also similar to the lining of the shell, the absorbency might come with a stay-dry layer on top. This itself has no absorbency to it, but is designed to pass moisture through to the absorbency underneath, while remaining dry against your baby's skin.
And I'm going to cover all the different variations in shells and absorbency, all the different fabrics that I can possibly think of later on in this video. But now I want to get to my two categories of cloth diapers: the ready-made cloth diaper, in which the shell and absorbency are sold together, or the make-your-own cloth diaper, in which the shell and absorbency are sold separately. And I'm going to approach this rather daunting task from the perspective of somebody who's totally new to cloth diapering, who's only ever used to using disposable diapers. So I'm going to start off with the category that is most like a disposable. If you're looking at this and thinking, that's a cloth diaper, then you're thinking exactly what I was thinking the first time I saw this. There are three main types of cloth diapers within the ready-made category, and I'm going to start right here at the easiest. An all-in-one cloth diaper has two defining features. Number one, the shell and the absorbency are attached. In this example, the absorbency is actually entirely sewn in underneath the lining of the shell. And number two, since the shell and absorbency are attached, you need to change out the entire diaper with every diaper change. Now, if you've only ever used disposable diapers, then on that second part you might be thinking, did I have another option? Actually, yeah, you do, but we'll get to that in a second. First, let's take a look at some variations you might see in an all-in-one cloth diaper.
So as ridiculously easy and simple and disposable-like as this diaper is, it turns out that having multiple layers of absorbency sewn together and attached at one end to a waterproof lining actually turns out to be very difficult to clean and takes rather obnoxiously long to dry. So while you can certainly still buy all-in-one diapers that look like this, nowadays many all-in-one diapers will look a little bit more like this. The main difference between this diaper, which has its absorbency completely sewn in underneath the lining of the shell, and the ones that I just showed, such as this one, is that here part of the absorbency has actually been removed from the center of the diaper. So now there are less layers sewn together that the water has to penetrate in the wash, and similarly there are less layers sewn together that the dryer has to dry. And there are many different variations of this that you might see. For example, in this diaper, there are still a couple layers of absorbency in the lining of the shell, but the majority is found here in what is commonly referred to as a soaker, which is really just any absorbency that is not fully sewn into the shell. In this example, the soaker is attached here at the back and actually has a removable portion if you have a younger baby and don't need quite so much absorbency. In this diaper, the soaker is long and foldable, so that you may adjust it however you need to fit the absorbency of your baby. Some soakers are one long component that has been sewn together in a loop. Some diapers will even have two soakers that will fold in and lay on top of one another. The soaker of this diaper is often referred to as a tongue-style soaker because this diaper actually has pockets at both the front and the back, so you can choose to either stuff its soaker, which is attached here at the front, or it pops out like a tongue and you can lay it on top. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, some diapers have soakers that are actually entirely removable. These are often referred to as snap-in-one diapers, but note they are still all-in-ones because they still have absorbency sewn into the shell. And when it comes to the absorbency built into the shell, some will be fully absorbent from head to toe, such as in the organic cotton lining you see here. The absorbency might just be focused in the middle, as you see here, with this microfiber sewn underneath a stay-dry lining. Or there might be no absorbency to the lining of the shell, as in this diaper, which just has a microfleece stay-dry liner, and its absorbency is only found in its soaker. Additional features you might see are pockets, such as you saw in this diaper, which can be used for adding extra absorbency to the diaper. And lastly, when it comes to the fabrics, an all-in-one diaper might be made of entirely synthetic materials, such as microfiber and suede cloth, might be made of entirely natural materials, such as organic cotton, or they might be made of a combination of both, such as cotton topped with microfleece.
And there are many more variations that you might see, but the important things to remember are that in an all-in-one diaper, one, there is absorbency attached to the shell, whether it's in the form of an attached soaker or the lining or both, and two, since they are attached, you need to change out the entire diaper with every diaper change. Some pros and cons of an all-in-one are that they are easy since they resemble disposables and convenient because the soaker is attached to the shell, so there is no need to do any laundry sorting. However, depending on their design, many all-in-ones can still be harder to clean and can still take a while to dry. So what would happen if we combined an all-in-one with a stay-dry liner, aka no absorbency to its shell, with an all-in-one with a removable soaker? Well, we'd get an all-in-two. An all-in-two cloth diaper has three defining features. Number one, the shell and the absorbency are not attached. You would just simply, two, place the soaker on top of the diaper shell directly next to your baby's skin. And 3, the shell is meant to be reusable, meaning that if it's just lightly soiled, aka light pee, no poop, then if you'd like, you can simply change out the dirty soaker, replace it with a new one, and you can reuse this diaper shell for a couple different changes before you have to wash it. And before we go jumping into different variations, let's just take a closer look at what that last part really means.
As I mentioned, in an all-in-2 diaper, the absorbency is placed directly next to your baby's skin. This allows the majority of the moisture to absorb into the soaker, rather than passing on to the lining of the shell. However, since this is not a perfect science, the lining of the shell, if any, is designed to encourage moisture to flow back toward the soaker, rather than one that is meant for added absorbency. This passing along of moisture across a non-absorbent surface is a process known as wicking. Some fabrics are more stay-dry and better wicking than others, as we will see here in some variations of all-in-2 diapers. For the most part, all-in-2 soakers are very similar to those of all-in-1 diapers, other than the fact that they are not attached to the shell. And for this reason, you might often see the word insert used to describe the absorbency rather than the word soaker. An insert is a type of soaker and essentially means any absorbency that is fully removable from the shell, aka that you would insert into the diaper. And I want to point out that even though technically an insert is a soaker, but a soaker is not necessarily an insert because it could be attached, these words are often used interchangeably, especially by myself. The insert of an all-in-2 diaper might be a long single rectangular component, as you see here. There might be 2 rectangular components that are sewn together at one end. Others are a long piece of fabric that has been sewn into a loop. Some soakers are long and adjustable that you may fold to fit the absorbency of your baby. And some are even a large piece of fabric that would fold up toward the center. Some of these soakers will snap into the shell, such as you see here, keeping the soaker in place, while others just simply lay in the diaper shell. And when it comes to the interior linings of the shells, some are completely stay-dry and will not absorb any moisture, such as synthetic materials such as microfleece or suede cloth. Some linings are somewhat stay-dry, such as blends of synthetic and natural fibers. The natural fibers in here will absorb a little bit of moisture, however, these linings are still designed to encourage wicking. You might even see linings that are actually completely natural materials, such as bamboo velour. Given enough time, this will absorb moisture, but the long fibers of these fabrics, such as the velour, do still encourage wicking, and these are great for babies who are very sensitive to synthetic materials. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, some diaper shells have no interior lining at all. What you see here is just the waterproof layer, and these can actually be wiped down and cleaned in between each use. Additional features you might see are pockets, such as we saw in the all-in-one diapers. However, you would not want to stuff the soaker inside of these, or that would cause the linings to get too soiled for the shells to be reusable. And last, when it comes to the fabrics, some all-in-2 diapers are made of completely synthetic materials such as microfiber and suede cloth, some are made of completely natural materials such as bamboo, and some are made of a combination of both, such as a microfleece interior lining with a hemp cotton soaker.
And there are plenty more variations that you might see in an all-in-2 diaper as well, but just in recap, in an all-in-2 diaper, 1, the absorbency and the shell are not attached. 2, the soaker goes on top of the diaper shell, directly next to your baby's skin. And 3, if only lightly soiled, you may choose to reuse the shell for a couple different changes before you have to wash it, and just switch out the soaker. Some pros and cons of an all-in-2 are that they are more economical, because since the shells are reusable, you don't need as many in your stash. And they are usually easier to clean because the absorbency is removable from the shell. However, they can be a little more time-consuming since the soaker and shell are separate and you need to match them up after washing. And in some diapers, the soaker can easily shift around and the entire diaper might need to be changed. So now, what would we get if we took an all-in-2 diaper with a pocket opening and we stuffed the soaker inside? We'd get a pocket diaper. A pocket diaper is kind of somewhere in between an all-in-one and an all-in-2, and they have 3 defining features. Number 1, the shell and the absorbency are not attached. 2, the diaper shell will have an interior lining, and at some point on this lining will be an opening, aka creating a pocket. And this pocket is meant to be used to stuff the soaker inside, So 3, since the absorbency is inside the diaper lining and this diaper is pretty much going to get entirely soiled, you need to change out the entire diaper with every diaper change. And many pocket diapers, just like all-in-twos, come with synthetic interior linings, which require a little bit of science in order to properly work.
As we saw in the all-in-two section of this video, synthetic linings like microfleece and suede cloth are great for wicking moisture, not for absorbency. So how is it that they allow moisture to pass through? Well, it's all about compression. With enough weight, the moisture will be forced through the fabric and pass into the absorbency underneath, rather than wicking across the surface and leaking out of the diaper. Not all pocket diapers have synthetic linings, however, as we will see here in some variations of pocket diapers. In terms of their soakers or inserts, pocket diapers are again very similar to all-in-one and all-in-two diapers. However, most commonly the soaker is one single component consisting of multiple layers of absorbency sewn together. Some diapers will come with just one soaker, others will come with two. Some will come with different sizes depending on the size of your baby, and these might also snap into one another, so you may use them together for added absorbency. And some will be a contour shape rather than the straight edge to provide more coverage in the front and the back. Although they come in different shapes and sizes, pocket diaper soakers all have one thing in common. They are all designed to be easy to stuff into the pocket. Really, the main difference between pocket diapers is in the placement of the pocket. Many pocket diapers will have their pockets located at the back of the diaper, although some will have theirs located at the front. Other diapers will have their pockets located in the center, and these are commonly referred to as envelope-style pocket diapers, and depending on your washing machine, having this pocket in the middle, the insert might agitate out by itself in the wash. And some pocket diapers will actually have openings at both ends of the diaper. These are commonly referred to as sleeve-style pocket diapers, and having both of these openings allows water to flow more freely through the diaper in the wash. So again, depending on your washing machine, this insert might agitate out by itself. This diaper has two pocket openings as well, but they are located in the middle. And although this is not a common style you will see, it is a perfect example that there are plenty of different variations out there. And finally, when it comes to the fabrics, a very popular combination you will see is completely synthetic pocket diapers. These commonly consist of a microfiber insert with either a suede cloth or microfleece interior lining. You might also see completely natural materials such as bamboo, or you might see a combination of both, such as a hemp cotton soaker with a microfleece interior. And with synthetic diapers, again, please note that microfiber can never be placed against your baby's skin directly. It must be stuffed inside the pocket, and that is just because of the nature of microfiber to be so quick absorbing. It will actually suck the moisture out of your baby's bottom and cause a pretty terrible rash.
And of course, there are plenty of more variations in pocket diapers you might see as well, but just remember that in a pocket diaper, 1, the shell and the absorbency are not attached. 2, the soaker is meant to be stuffed inside the pocket underneath the interior lining of the shell. And 3, since it'll be getting completely soiled, you need to change out the entire diaper with every diaper change. Some pros and cons of a pocket diaper are that they are usually the cheapest of ready-made diapers, some even running under $10. They are also easy because once stuffed they resemble disposable, so they are a great option for daycare or babysitters, and since the absorbency is removable, they are easier to clean than all-in-ones. However, pocket diapers with synthetic linings are prone to leaks because they require compression in order to properly work. They also require stuffing, which can be time-consuming, and depending on your washing machine, you might need to remove the inserts before doing laundry, as they might not agitate out by themselves in the wash. So convertible diapers aren't really their own category, they're just diapers that can be used as more than one type of diaper. As we saw in the all-in-two category, many all-in-two diapers also have pockets, so you can either use them as an all-in-two or a pocket diaper. But some diapers can actually be used as an all-in-one as well.
Probably the most common type of convertible diaper is the all-in-two pocket, such as what you see here. This diaper has a pocket where you may stuff the soaker, or you may lay it on top and use it as an all-in-two. However, some diapers have the ability to be used as an all-in-one as well. These diapers will have a snap for the soaker at the front and the back, so that if you'd like, you may just leave the soaker snapped in at all times. And in this way, the diaper resembles an all-in-one with built-in absorbency.
Nowadays, cloth diapers are designed to be extremely versatile, and you can pretty much use them however you want. Just make sure that if you're going to put the absorbency on top of the diaper shell, that it's safe for your baby's skin. Psst, not microfiber. So by now we have seen a ton of different types of cloth diapers. But what happens if you like the shell of one diaper, but the absorbency just isn't cutting it? Or maybe you love the absorbency, but the shell just isn't a good fit on your baby. Sometimes you want to pick out your shell, you want to pick out your absorbency, and maybe they're made by two different companies, or maybe the same company offers different options for you to choose from. Sometimes it would just be nice to make your own. In the make your own cloth diaper category, the shell and the absorbency are sold separately. So I'm going to be addressing different options you can choose for your shell and different options you can choose for your absorbency. But before I do, there is a group of diapers that I just have to address. These are so close to being ready-made that, you know what, I'm going to call them wannabes. All-in-two system diapers have the exact same features as any other all-in-two diaper. The shell and the absorbency are still not attached. You can still reuse the shell if you'd like to for multiple changes. Really, the only difference is that the shell and the absorbency are sold separately. And most of the time, that's because the company actually offers different options for you to choose from. So you can customize the diaper however you want it to be. So let's take a look at some of the different options you might see.
Since all-in-two system diapers are really the exact same as the regular all-in-two diapers we saw earlier, the variations in their shells and absorbency are the exact same as well. These companies have decided that since different things work for different people, they'll just leave it up to you to decide what works best for your baby and which options you want to choose. Some will offer soakers of different fabrics, such as bamboo or hemp. Some will offer soakers of different sizes as well. For example, these soakers come in small, medium, or large. You might see soakers of the same fabric but differing in their layers of absorbency. For example, this soaker has 2 layers of bamboo sewn together, while this soaker has 3. And some companies offer soakers of different designs. For example, this soaker has a loop sewn in here at the front end, while this soaker has snap adjustments for the rise. The same company might also offer different options you can choose for the shells. As you can see here, we have an interior lining of microfleece, while on this diaper we do not. And these shells are also made by the same company, but have different elastics in slightly different shapes. And as is the case with the other all-in-two diapers, all-in-two system diapers might be made of synthetic materials, natural materials, or a combination of both.
So just in recap, an all-in-two system diaper is the exact same as a regular all-in-two diaper, other than the fact that the shell and the absorbency are sold separately. Some pros and cons of an all-in-two system diaper are that they are extremely customizable, as there are many different options for soakers and shells out there, and you can design the diaper the way you want it to be. And just like all-in-twos, they are easier to clean since the absorbency is removable from the shell. However, these diapers can tend to be a little more expensive since you need to buy the components separately, and they are also a little more time-consuming since you need to match up the soakers with the shells after the wash. Now let's move on to the next wannabe. So hybrid system diapers are exactly like all-in-two system diapers. They have shells, they have different options for absorbency. These things are sold separately. The only thing setting them apart is that they also offer disposable absorbency options. So these are kind of like a hybrid between cloth diapers and disposables. Many of these little disposable soaker guys are also biodegradable, which is awesome. But the point is you don't reuse them, you dispose of them when you're done. And of course, different brands have different variations of these, but let's just take a look at the couple that I have.
Variations you will see in the soakers and shells of hybrid system diapers, as well as the different options offered by the companies, are the exact same that you would see in any other all-in-two or all-in-two system diaper, other than the fact that you have the added option of a disposable soaker. So rather than going through all of those variations again, I'm just going to show the hybrid diapers that I've got. A common pattern you will see are options for a shell, and this one has a mesh interior lining. Options for a stay dry soaker, which will remain dry against your baby's skin. Options for a natural fiber soaker, which will not. And of course, options for a disposable soaker. And all of these will fit right into the shell here. This disposable one has a tape on the other end so that it may stick inside. And these soakers have snaps at the front and the back to keep them still inside the shell. This hybrid system diaper shell has no interior lining, but again they offer options for a stay dry insert, which is long and foldable. They have a natural fiber insert, which is again long and foldable. This is actually just one large piece of fabric that you would fold. And they also have, again, an option for a disposable insert. And all of these you would simply place in the shell. This has no tape on the back of it, but this shell here has flaps to keep everything in place. And the same is the case with these soakers. Neither of these have any snaps. You would just simply lay them in the shell, and these flaps will hold them in place.
So in recap, a hybrid system diaper is the exact same as an all-in-two system diaper, other than the fact that you have the added option for a disposable soaker. And just like all-in-two system diapers, hybrid diapers are extremely customizable, and the disposable soakers can be a good option for traveling. They are also much easier to clean than all-in-ones, as the absorbency is removable from the shell. However, these can also tend to run a little bit more in price, and once again, they require the extra step and expense of sorting the laundry after the wash. And if you decide to use the disposable soakers, if not composted, then they will end up in a landfill like disposables, so they're not as healthy for the environment. So now that we got those guys out of the way, let's assume you just want to create your diaper from scratch. What can you use? Well, to start off, let's take a quick peek back at some ready-made diapers.
As I mentioned in the all-in-one section of this video, cloth diapers vary in their placement of absorbency. Some have completely absorbent interior linings so that when you put them on the baby, there is absorbency wrapped completely around, which is very tight against your baby's skin. However, other diapers, such as this all-in-one, as well as all-in-twos, just have their absorbency down the center, in what is commonly referred to as the wet zone, or basically the area directly underneath where a baby pees or poops. Either method works well and is perfectly fine to use. However, typically having the absorbency completely wrapped around the baby is a little more absorbent and a little less prone to leaks, while having the absorbency down the middle is a little easier and a little less time consuming.
So essentially what we want to do is recreate one of these diapers. So let's start from the middle and work our way out and look at our options for absorbency. Fitted diapers look like regular diapers. They smell like regular diapers. They even come in adorable prints like regular diapers. In fact, they are so close to being ready-made diapers, it's not even funny. There is just one thing setting them apart. They're not waterproof. Remember that part when I said a cloth diaper shell has a waterproof lining? Well, a fitted diaper doesn't have one of those, meaning that given enough time, the outside will start to feel damp and eventually the diaper will start to leak.
What a fitted diaper does still have, however, is a contour shape with a front portion and back wings so that it may be folded up and wrapped around your baby. It will also still have some means of closure. For example, this fitted diaper has snaps, and this diaper has hook and loop, which again is essentially Velcro, just made by a different brand. And it will also still have elastic around the legs and at the waist. And that keeps the diaper really nice and tight against your baby's skin. Other than that, a fitted diaper is really just pure absorbency. The outside is absorbent, the inside is absorbent. I like to think of them as just absorbency disguised as a diaper. So in order to make a fitted diaper waterproof, you'll need to add a shell. And this is also commonly referred to as a cover. And this will just go right over the fitted diaper and will secure itself onto your baby.
And since fitted diapers have the front portion and back wings, just like a shell, they are a great option for absorbency that wraps completely around your baby. Let's take a look at some variations.
In terms of their design, fitted diapers are very similar to all-in-one diapers. Obviously, they have absorbency built in. Some even come with a soaker. However, they will differ from one another in the level of absorbency they provide, depending on their intended use. Some come with no soaker and just a couple of layers built in to be used mainly as a lightweight diaper. Some are more medium weight and come with a few layers built in, as well as a soaker which could also be removed. This diaper also has a few layers built in and has a pocket at the front and the back where you can stuff additional absorbency. And some fitted diapers are jam-packed with several layers of absorbency. These are meant to be heavy-duty overnight diapers, and this diaper, for example, comes with 3 soakers, all of which are also removable. And as I mentioned, the shells of these diapers also differ in the layers of absorbency they have built in, although a common pattern you will see are more layers sewn down the middle in the wet zone, rather than all around at the front and at the wings. And this is to provide more absorbency without adding too much bulk to the overall diaper. And in terms of the fabrics, many fitted diapers are made from all natural materials, such as cotton or bamboo, as these are very absorbent and are also safe to go against your baby's skin. However, you might also see synthetics such as microfiber or Zorb, and these will come with a stay-dry lining on top that is also safe for the skin.
So in recap, a fitted diaper has absorbency, a contour shape, closure, and elastic, but it has no waterproof lining. Fitted diapers tend to be very absorbent, and they are not as prone to leaks because the absorbency is wrapped nice and tight around your baby. However, just like all-in-ones, many fitted diapers can also be harder to clean and can take a while to dry, and they also require the extra step and expense of a cover to make them waterproof. Pre-fitted diapers are 2 steps away from being a ready-made diaper. Like fitteds, they have no waterproof lining, but they also have no closure. So whereas a fitted diaper has either snaps or hook and loop to secure it around your baby, a pre-fitted diaper does not.
However, pre-fitted diapers do still have a contour shape with a front portion and back wings, so that you may fold them up and wrap them around your baby. They still have elastic around the legs and at the waist, keeping them tight against the skin. And since they are solely used for absorbency, they do, of course, have built-in absorbency. So in order to secure a pre-fitted diaper on your baby, you will need some sort of contraption. And a very popular choice is something called a snappy. As you can see here, there are 3 sets of teeth on this. And to use this, you would put the diaper on and get it nice and tight. And then dig the teeth of one side into the diaper, pull over, keep it nice and tight, and dig in the next set of teeth. And then last, pull down. And this will secure the diaper really nice and tight on your baby. And just as we saw with fitteds, pre-fitted diapers require a cover in order to make them waterproof.
And since pre-fitted diapers come in a contour shape so they may fully cover your baby's skin, these are another great option for absorbency that wraps completely around your baby. And since these are really just fitteds without the closure, you will often see these referred to as simply snapless fitteds, and they are usually found in the fitted section of a store. And I've just got a couple of these bad boys, but let's take a look at some of the options you might see.
Variations you will see in pre-fitted diapers are very similar to those of fitted diapers. Some will come with additional soakers, while others do not. Many will have additional layers of absorbency sewn down the middle in the wet zone. However, this is not always the case. This diaper actually has a pocket here in the back that is meant to be used to stuff added absorbency. However, they all have in common the fact that they have no means of closure. And just like fitted diapers, many pre-fitted diapers are made of all natural materials, such as organic cotton and bamboo and hemp. However, you might still see synthetics. For example, this diaper is made of Zorb and has a stay-dry layer of wicking jersey on top.
So in recap, a pre-fitted diaper has absorbency, a contour shape, and elastic, but it has no waterproof lining or closure. And just like fitted diapers, pre-fitteds tend to be very absorbent, and because the absorbency is wrapped tight around the skin, they are not as prone to leaks. And since they also have no closure, pre-fitted diapers are a little bit more customizable around the waist, as you will never be in between snap settings, and are a little bit more durable as well. However, these can also be a little harder to clean and dry and require the extra step and expense of a cover, and can also be somewhat of a learning curve if you've never before used boingos, pins, or snappies. A contour diaper is a step down from a pre-fitted. And if you're sensing a pattern here, it's because there is one. As we go along in this list, each of these diapers is getting a little bit less diaper-like. So, like a pre-fitted diaper, a contour diaper has no waterproof lining or closure, but it also has no elastic. So whereas a pre-fitted diaper has elastic around the legs and waist, keeping it tight against the baby's skin, a contour diaper doesn't have that.
So really, all a contour diaper is absorbent fabric sewn into a contour shape, with a front portion and back wings. And since contour diapers have no elastic keeping them tight against the skin, there are a couple different options you can do with this. You can either fold it up and wrap it around your baby like a pre-fitted and secure it with something like a snappy, or you can choose to just lay it in a diaper shell, which you will need anyway to make it waterproof, and let the shell secure it onto your baby. And since this is actually the only contour diaper I have, I'll just say that, as always, there are plenty of different variations out there. This one is made of organic cotton and comes with a soaker that is attached here at the back, and it comes in a couple different sizes.
So in recap, a contour diaper has absorbency in a contour shape, but it has no waterproof lining, closure, or elastic. Contour diapers are also very absorbent, and like pre-fitteds, they are a little more customizable around the waist, and they are also the most durable option we have seen yet, as they have no closure or elastic that could wear out over time. However, since they have no elastic around the legs and waist, they are not as tight against the skin and are therefore more prone to leaks. And like the other categories, they require the extra steps and expense of a cover and might be a learning curve as well if you decide to use some form of closure. Prefold diapers are a step down from contour diapers, which means they are a pretty big step away from being a ready-made diaper, but they are a big step forward toward versatility. These guys have no waterproof lining, no closure, no elastic, and no contour shape. And you won't see any fancy schmancy soakers in a prefold either. All they are is a single rectangular component of absorbency consisting of at least 2 layers of fabric sewn together.
Since prefolds are just rectangular pieces of absorbent fabric, you've got different options you can do with them. You can either fold them up to look like a soaker and lay them in a diaper shell, or you could also choose to wrap them around your baby and secure them with something like a snappy. But no matter how you choose to use them, prefolds again require a cover in order to make them waterproof.
There is another name you might see for prefold diapers, and that is burp cloths. These guys are really super versatile and can be used for just about anything. And there really isn't a whole lot of differences between prefold diapers, but let's take a look at some examples.
The main differences you will see between prefolds are in their fabric, layers of absorbency, and size. However, some will differ in their design as well. Most commonly, you will see prefolds offered in different sizes depending on the size of your baby. And oftentimes there are more layers sewn down the middle in the wet zone than compared to the sides, and the prefold will have stitching dividing it into thirds. This is not always the case, however. For example, this prefold just has 2 layers sewn all around and has no stitching down the middle. And this prefold has several sets of stitching and is a uniform 4 layers all around, but is sewn into a loop. And again, in terms of the fabrics, prefolds are most often made of all natural fibers such as cotton, bamboo, and hemp, as these are very absorbent and are also safe for your baby's skin. However, you might also see something called Zorb 2, which is a combination of natural and synthetic.
So in recap, a prefold is 2 or more layers of rectangular fabric sewn together, and it has absorbency but no waterproof lining, closure, elastic, or contour shape. Prefolds are another great method of absorbency, as they are not only very absorbent, but they are also extremely versatile, as they are easy to fold into a soaker or to wrap around your baby. They are also very durable, most lasting all the way through potty training, some even for multiple kids. However, depending on the number of layers sewn together, some prefolds can be harder to clean and can be more prone to leak since they have no elastic keeping them tight against the skin. And since they require folding and a separate cover, they can be more time consuming and require a slight learning curve as well. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. With flat diapers, we have reached the end of our absorbency options that we can use to wrap around the baby, but we have also reached the pinnacle of versatility. Flats are a step down from prefolds, meaning they have no waterproof lining, no closure, no elastic, and no contour shape. However, whereas Prefolds consist of at least 2 layers of fabric sewn together and typically have more down the center, a flat is just one single humongous layer of rectangular fabric.
Ah, flat diapers. To many people, these are almost just as good as your favorite box of chocolates. Sure, they can seem a little intimidating at first, being all mammoth-sized and all, but flat diapers are pretty much as versatile as you can get. You can choose to either fold them into a soaker-like shape and place them in a diaper shell, or you could choose any of the probably thousands of folds out there and fold it up and wrap it around your baby. And as with the other absorbency options we've seen, flats will again require a cover in order to make them waterproof, and if you're going to wrap them around your baby, they will require some sort of closure like a snappy as well.
Flat diapers are also commonly used as dish towels. Many of you might recognize this as a flour sack towel, but in the cloth diapering world, it's a perfectly good flat diaper as well. And since all a flat diaper is one huge single layer of fabric, there really isn't a whole lot of variation you will see in these other than in fabric and in size. Many companies offer something along the lines of a newborn, an infant, and a toddler flat, and I will be honest, the only flat diapers I have ever seen are made from natural fibers such as cotton, bamboo, and hemp. However, I guess I wouldn't be that surprised if there is a synthetic one running around out there. And most flat diapers come as a square, but they all shrink up a little bit differently. So in recap, a flat diaper is just one single layer of rectangular fabric, usually in the shape of a square. It has absorbency, but it has no waterproof lining, no closure, no elastic, and no contour shape. Flat diapers are the absolute most versatile method of absorbency and have been around practically forever. They can be folded in just about any way imaginable to put the absorbency right where you need it, and can also be customized to fit babies of any shape and size. They are also the easiest to wash and dry as they are just one single layer thick, and there aren't really too many cons when it comes to using flat diapers other than the fact that they are a little more time consuming since they require folding. They also require the added expense of a cover, and again, they come with a learning curve if you choose to wrap them around your baby. Inserts, soakers, doublers, boosters, my oh my oh my! We have now reached the end of our options for absorbency, and arguably this section is the easiest. We have already seen a ton of inserts, soakers, doublers, boosters throughout this video already, but in case you missed it, these are essentially the middle portion of a prefold if you cut out the other two ends. They are multiple layers of fabric sewn together, typically in a rectangular, a contour, or an oblong kind of shape. Cool, but what's the difference between them?
As we saw in the all-in-one and all-in-two sections of this video, the word insert and soaker are often used interchangeably and really just mean absorbency. However, whereas an insert is always completely removable from the diaper shell, a soaker could also be attached. Doublers and boosters, on the other hand, pretty much mean the exact same thing. Like inserts, these are both absorbency that is completely removable from a diaper shell. One area where you might specifically see the word booster used is in a soaker that has a removable portion. So when you use it together, this smaller one acts as a booster.
Typically, inserts or soakers consist of 3 or more layers of absorbency sewn together, while boosters or doublers consist of 3 or less. So what can you use as an insert or soaker, doubler or booster?
The answer to that is really whatever you want to use. All of these are examples that we have already seen throughout the variations in this video of different soakers and inserts. So really, the sky is the limit. All of the soakers that you see here are sold separately by companies that make all-in-two pocket or all-in-two system diapers. And some companies also offer inserts that aren't associated with any particular diaper. They're just meant to be used to add absorbency to whatever you want to use them with. And many of these are also very heavy duty and are meant to be good for overnight. And here are some examples of doublers. And whereas soakers sometimes come with the diaper shells, as in the case with the ready-made diapers we saw, typically doublers are sold separately, although they come in many different shapes and sizes as well. Some inserts and doublers will come with a stay-dry lining on top to remain dry against your baby's skin, although plenty of others do not. And as with the rest of the absorbency options we've seen, many inserts and doublers are made of all-natural materials such as cotton or bamboo and hemp, while others are made of synthetic, such as microfiber or Zorb. You might also see something called combination inserts, and these are a combination of synthetic materials, typically microfiber, with natural materials. For example, this insert has hemp on the back with microfiber inside and a stay-dry lining on top. And this combination insert has microfiber on the outside and bamboo on the inside and is sewn into a loop.
And since inserts, soakers, doublers, boosters don't have the front portion and back wings like we saw in, let's say, a fitted diaper, really the only option we can do with these is simply lay them in a diaper shell. Alright, so then what's a liner? A liner is just one single layer of fabric, just like a flat. However, it is made of a stay-dry material that is meant to wick moisture rather than absorb it, and it is cut much smaller like a soaker. And these liners are meant to go right on top of the absorbency, directly next to your baby's skin.
These liners have a few different purposes. For some babies who are very sensitive to wetness, they provide a stay-dry layer, keeping their skin dry. And some can even make spraying poop off of a diaper a whole lot easier. Probably the majority of liners out there are made of synthetic materials such as microfleece or suede cloth, which do not absorb any moisture. However, you can also find natural materials such as silk or wool, and these are great for babies who are very sensitive to synthetics. And these will provide a stay-dry feeling while actually providing a little bit of absorbency as well.
So just in recap, inserts and soakers are typically 3 or more layers of absorbency, doublers or boosters are typically 3 or less, and liners are just one single layer of stay-dry fabric that goes directly next to your baby's skin and is cut into the shape of an insert or soaker, which is typically a rectangular, an oblong, or a contour kind of shape. Inserts or soakers are a very easy and convenient means of absorbency, as you can just simply lay them in a diaper shell and they don't require any folding. They also come in a wide array of fabric shapes and sizes, and you can mix and match different brands however you'd like. However, many can be more difficult to wash and dry, as having multiple layers sewn together can be harder for water to penetrate in the wash. And depending on the brand and style, some inserts can be pretty pricey, and if you choose to replace the inserts that already come with a ready-made diaper you have, the cost can definitely add up as well. Doublers are also a very easy and convenient way to add extra absorbency to a diaper and come in a wide array of fabric shapes and sizes as well. And many are relatively easy to clean since they are usually very few layers sewn together. However, they too are an added expense. And liners are great for babies who are very sensitive to wetness or just to provide a comfortable stay-dry feeling during a long car ride or nap. However, these too are an added expense, and synthetics are prone to build up over time and can start to repel and leak. And I'm going to be making a separate video going through all the different fabrics in greater detail, but here are a couple quick charts that I've put together just based on my personal experience. Common absorbent fabrics you will see in the cloth diapering world are cotton, bamboo, and hemp, which are all natural fibers, as well as microfiber and minky, which are synthetic, and Zorb and Zorb 2, which are a combination of both. And to the right, I have assigned these guys a rough ranking based on my personal experience, although keep in mind that every fabric is a little bit different, and it also depends on the number of layers you're using. And here are some common stay-dry fabrics in the cloth world. The synthetics down at the bottom are all about the same in terms of their wicking capabilities, in my opinion, whereas with natural fibers, your baby will feel a bit more wetness, especially for more absorbent fabrics such as bamboo and cotton velour. So we have just seen a ton of different options for absorbency, but that's only half the equation. Now let's take a look at what we can use for the second component of a cloth diaper, the shell. A shell is the outer component of a cloth diaper, and earlier in this video we went over the 4 defining features that give a shell its function. Number 1, a contour shape so that it may be folded up and wrapped around your baby. 2, a waterproof lining to keep any moisture from leaking through. 3, some means of closure to secure itself onto your baby. And 4, it will have elastic to keep it tight against the skin. And as we saw in the ready-made section of this video, sometimes the shell is sold together with the absorbency. It might actually be attached. And in other cases, like we saw in the Make Your Own section of this video, sometimes the shell and absorbency are sold separately and are 2 separate things entirely. Whatever the case may be, just like the absorbency, you can choose to mix and match shells however you want. And you will probably find that some fit better than others, because even though they have the same basic characteristics, each shell is a little bit different. In these variations, I have actually divided up into some subcategories, so let's kick off the last chapter of this video and take a look at some shells.
First of all, cloth diaper shells will vary in their fabrics. And for the waterproof linings, commonly you will see synthetic laminates such as PUL or TPU. However, you might also see more breathable fabrics such as fleece or wool. And these are not 100% waterproof, so given enough time they will start to leak. However, fleece, being a stay-dry material, will actually wick moisture back toward the absorbency, while wool actually has the capability of absorbing quite a bit of moisture on its own. So many cloth diapering mamas find that these are more than adequate to fit their needs. And as I mentioned, they are much more breathable than the laminates. And as we've seen throughout this video, some diaper shells will have interior linings as well. These might be synthetic, such as suede cloth, microfleece, athletic jersey, or mesh. Or they might be natural materials, such as bamboo, charcoal bamboo, cotton, or even hemp. And cloth diaper shells will differ in their outside fabrics as well. Most commonly, you will see polyester on the outside because it is very quick to dry. However, you might also see minky, which is very super velvety soft, or cotton, and these do take a little bit longer to dry just because they're a little bit more absorbent. And in some cases, the outside fabric might also match the interior in waterproof linings, such as in the case of fleece or wool. You will also see cloth diaper shells that vary in their closure. As we saw earlier, some shells have snaps, while others have hook and loop. And this again is essentially Velcro, just made by a different brand. And the position of the closure will differ as well. Nowadays, many cloth diapers have their closure on the front, although some cloth diapers will have their closure located along the sides. And again, in the case of pull-on style covers, these have no closure at all because they are already closed up. Like underwear, you would just simply pull them up onto your baby. And cloth diaper shells will differ in their elastic as well. Very commonly, you will see encased elastic, such as you see here. You might also see rolled elastic, like you see here. And another popular option is gathered elastic, and this produces some really adorable ruffles. Cloth diaper shells will also differ in their shapes. In terms of the wings, some are cut very long and narrow and are very well defined, while in other shells, the wings are rather short and stubby instead. The same is the case with the front portion. Some are very long and well defined, just like wings, while in other diapers, the front part is practically non-existent. In terms of the crotch, some are cut very wide in the middle, and for pocket diapers, these are usually a little easier to stuff, whereas others are cut much narrower through the crotch and provide a more tailored fit on your baby. The length of the rise will differ between shells as well. Some are cut very long to provide a higher rise, and some are cut much shorter to provide a little trimmer fit instead. And last, in terms of the overall coverage a shell provides, some are cut very wide and are designed to cover even the bulkiest of fitted diapers, while others are cut much more narrow to provide a nice trim fit, and these are really only meant to be used with soakers. You will also see cloth diaper shells that differ in their adjustability. Nowadays, many of the cloth diapers on the market are something called one size, meaning that they are designed to fit your baby from the newborn phase all the way through potty training, and they do this by having an adjustable rise. Many of these one-size diapers have their rise adjustments in snap form, so for the smallest setting, you would snap this top row down to the very bottom one. For the medium setting, you would snap it down to the middle, and for the largest setting, you would just have this diaper unsnapped. However, some one-size diapers have their rise adjustment in the elastic, so you would pull up to make it bigger, or you would pull down to make it smaller. And on the other hand, some cloth diaper shells have no adjustments to the rise at all. These are referred to as size diapers, and they come in different sizes depending on the size of your baby. For example, this diaper would be considered a size medium, whereas this is a newborn diaper. Another adjustable feature you might see is crossover snaps. And these diapers are designed so that on the smallest waist setting, these two wings actually cross over one another. And the purpose of this might either be to provide a smaller waist at the smallest setting, or in some cases to provide a larger waist at the largest setting. And last, unlike this diaper, which just has a single row of snaps for the waist adjustment, many diapers will also come with a row of snaps for the thigh adjustment. And this is so that you may customize the setting of the thigh independently of the waist. Some cloth diaper shells have added features to be a little bit more efficient as well. A very popular feature you will see are hip snaps, and these prevent the front part of the diaper from drooping down on a squirmy baby. Some diaper shells also have a double set of gussets around the legs, and this is great for preventing leaks from really explosive poops. As I mentioned earlier, you might also see elastic at the front part of the diaper, and this is great for preventing leaks if you have a baby who sleeps on his or her tummy. And on shells with interior linings, you might also see something called a waterproof panel, and this is to prevent wicking of moisture out of that area of the diaper. And last, you might also see diaper shells that have either flaps or snaps to hold an insert in place, and these help prevent the absorbency from shifting around on a squirmy baby. And some cloth diaper shells have been modified over the years to be a little bit easier to use, especially for someone who's not used to changing your baby's diaper. For example, this diaper has color-coded snaps to help you or someone else remember where to snap the diaper on your baby. And this diaper actually has opposite sides of the snaps, aka male snaps and female snaps, spread throughout the diaper. So when you're out, you can actually fold this diaper and snap it together and keep it nice and tight. And again, for diapers that have either flaps or snaps for the inserts, these help hold the absorbency in place and make it a little bit easier to put them on your baby. And last but not least, no cloth diaper is complete without my favorite category, some glorious finishing touches. From sophisticated solids to prize-worthy prints, or maybe a little bit of each, to beautiful embroideries, matching interiors, and color-coordinating snaps, cloth diapers have a little something for everyone. And psst, they are clearly cuter than disposables.
And as always, there are many more variations that you might see. Just remember that a shell is the outer component of a cloth diaper that serves to keep the absorbency on your baby and provide a waterproof outer layer. And they have 4 main features that allow them to do this. 1, a contour shape, 2, a waterproof lining, 3, closure, and 4, elastic. And some will also come with an interior lining. In ready-made diapers, shells are sold together with the absorbency, and in some cases are even attached. And in make-your-own diapers, the shell, sometimes also referred to as a cover, is sold separately from the absorbency. Shells are pretty much a necessity in order to make a diaper waterproof, and they come in all different shapes and sizes, so there are plenty of options for babies of every size and shape as well. And they are also adorable, I might add. And there really aren't many cons to a shell, as they keep the diaper waterproof and keep the absorbency in place, other than the trials and errors that come along with finding one that provides a good fit on your baby. Happy hunting! And just in case you are a visual person like I am, here is a quick chart that spells out all of the different categories we just covered. So with so many different options out there, what should you choose? Personally, I would recommend trying a little bit of each first. You're not necessarily sure what's going to work best for you or what you're going to like the most, and you're going to be doing enough laundry as it is. You want to like what you're using. Personally, I started off with all-in-ones, and I now use a lot of flats, and I have tried everything in between. I still do use a lot of everything in between. I use a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So before you go buying an entire stash full of all-in-ones or all-in-twos or whatever, you want to make sure that you're going to like what you're getting. So I recommend trying a little bit of each. So we have now finally reached the end of all the different types of cloth diapers that I could come up with. My hope is that this video will help demystify cloth diapering a little bit. When I was pregnant and doing research myself, I found all of the options out there to be just a little bit overwhelming, and I couldn't understand why some diapers looked one way and others looked another way. It was all a little bit confusing to me, so I really hope that this video will help kind of clarify and explain that. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to post them down here, and I will do my absolute best to answer those the best that I can. But until then, until next time, my name is Sarah, my channel is iDream Cloth, and thanks for watching. Sorry, I didn't see you there.